This is Tony Cuthbert, host of the Michigan Business Wrap here on the Team 92.1. MIBizWrap.com is the website to connect with all the business experts. Some of those are in the studio today, and they are
Steve Claver, DBI Business Interiors.
Peggy Doty, Doty Mechanical.
Paul Schmidt, UnoDeuce Multimedia.
Scott Danik, Equanimity Wealth Management with securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC, and investment advice offered through CWM LLC, registered investment advisor. Thanks, Steve, for keeping
Thank
chuckles.
you.
Yeah, or something like that.
I really enjoyed that. We also have more guests in the studio, and why not introduce yourself while you're at it?
Benjamin Claver, DBI.
Sue Berger, DBI.
So we have a height difference going on with this mic right now. We got Ben, very tall, Sue, not as tall. So this is going to
Sue
be...
can come over and share with me.
So what we needed to do is deflect questions to them, rapid fire, so one can answer and then we go to the other. No, we won't do that. That's not nice. So, Paul, welcome to the Michigan Business Wrap. So, UnoDeuce Multimedia,
Yes.
lay it out for us.
Well, we are basically what we do is we are a full-service video production firm that specializes in what we call creative visual storytelling for nonprofits and small businesses.
Based in Lansing?
We are based in the Rio Town area of Lansing.
Another Rio Town company. We're going to talk to some other business owners in the Rio Town area tomorrow on the Michigan Business Wrap. So how's business overall?
Business has been good. It's video is hot, and so people are really coming out and wanting to tell their story.
And you can help them with that. And the one website to check out is UnoDeuce.com. You can connect with Paul and the team. How many staff members do you have?
There's 3 of us.
3 of you guys, and you guys are just busting your butt and you're making it happen.
Absolutely.
Well, that's exciting. So what we're going to be talking about today, video marketing trends to look out for in 2017. We're going to look into the crystal ball and try to project what's going to happen, and hopefully everybody can agree or disagree, and then Paul can tell us why we're wrong. That's what's going to happen here.
I'll do my best.
Yes, please do. Now, one thing that we always got to touch on here on the Michigan Business Wrap, you can watch us on Facebook Live, and Facebook video is something that's just going to keep blowing up. Daily views have increased from 1 billion to, let's say, 8 billion last year. So, yeah, it's exploding. And text posts, by the way, those are declining all the time. So let's break it down, I guess. If you have a small business, everyone... Paul, I want you to definitely chime in on this one, because if we're talking small business at this table, it may seem daunting because you have a limited staff size and somebody says you should put together a Facebook video. How can I do this with so many employees that are wearing so many hats? Do I got to bring in somebody else to do this for me, or is it something that I can actually do on my own?
Well, to be honest, you do have a device in your pocket, so there's no reason not to use that. But you should have a strategy to incorporate both, because there's many platforms out there that you should be a part of, and that's basically it. It's like you have the ability to go live right now, right at this point in time. So you can connect with your customers or your potential clients right then and there, but there's also the aspect of having videos that are polished and videos that are more descriptive of who you are overall and tell your story in a more creative way that you should have as part of your repertoire as well.
But I look at some of the business owners around this table. What the heck are we going to put online that was going to draw the eyes? Really, Scott, I love your business, but what can you do on Facebook Live that's going to get people to tune in?
Let's go fishing.
That's what it would have to be. You would really have to do something like that. Now, Ben, with DBI, you are a multimedia wizard. Now, if you were going to do something on Facebook Live, what can draw the eyes? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, we actually do those. We have our sales rep describe products that they're promoting and promote that on Facebook Live. And we just did one, and we had the company Human Scale share it, and it got like 40 shares from it, a bunch of likes. So we went live, and it was only for 2 minutes, and he described the product and what it does and showed how it worked, and we posted it, and people seemed to enjoy it.
Probably wasn't reams of white paper.
No. Furniture.
Okay.
Some ergonomic furniture.
Of course.
that's
Would expect
fun.
nothing less.
That's right.
Peggy, I think of your business, Doty Mechanical, and you guys do some cool things. If you're on top of a big building somewhere replacing something, that'd be cool for somebody to watch, I think. But if you got a guy up there, do you really want him holding up his phone, maneuvering around, explaining things?
No, we really don't, especially if they're on top of a building on a roof. We'd like them to be aware of their surroundings and where the edge of the building is. So, I can see uses for that in our business. You know, how to change a filter, how to program your thermostat, and things like that. But I think with anything that you can do on the fly or so quickly or individually, you just have to be so careful to make sure your content is professional, it's useful. I think you see a lot of ads on television that's, if that were my company, I wouldn't do it. So I think you'd have to be really careful with how it's being handled and who does it and who's reviewing it before it goes live.
I think. Go ahead, Paul.
No, and to tag on to that, that's exactly the case. When you're doing the live video aspect or video in general, you have to figure out how you want to use it. You really have to have the message down. Having a 2-minute live video is awesome because you have the message down. You don't want to drag on for 10, 15 minutes just rambling. You really have to understand what platform you're using and how you're using it and how does that fit in the overall story, just like Peggy said.
Well, what I thought was interesting, we were putting our battery back in the jet ski after being winterized, and Benjamin wanted to make a video of that and put it on YouTube, and I'm 50 plus, okay, and I'm going, okay, yeah, this is real exciting. How many likes do we have on that, or how many watches do you have on that thing now?
I have like over 3,000 views on it now, and so it's simple putting your jet ski battery in, but people need to know stuff.
Yeah, and it was probably 2 minutes at the most.
Well, obviously YouTube kind of put that out there, and Gary and I've used that. He was trying to learn how to clean a pike without still have some fish.
That was Scott's video.
Well, I mean, there's useful things out there. Those things don't have to be professional. They need to be short enough and informational enough that you can actually learn something, which I think is pretty cool. But when it comes to your business, you need to make sure it's polished.
And also, to tag on to what he said over here, being over 50 is not a deterrent to online video anymore. In fact, that's the largest growing audience for online video.
It's because we don't know anything.
And so it's just like one of those things is like it's becoming more of a natural act to go search for something using video.
I'm going to go back to my theory that is probably wrong, but I like to say it anyways with Facebook. At one point, Facebook was for only college students, and now it's really for everybody but college students. The younger generation seem to be migrating away from Facebook, so that kind of brings your numbers to prove my fact. Maybe 50 and older loving Facebook videos. Am I wrong? Please tell me I'm wrong with all my assumptions.
You're not necessarily wrong, but I do believe that video in general is just going to be more and more of the way that we not only research or learn new things, but also it's just a communication tool. It's just the basic communication tool that's going to be what we use to really get our message out there. And it's, like Facebook is going all in on video. Instagram is using video more. YouTube is what it is. It's been around for 10 years. It's a 10-year-old product, YouTube, and it's owned by Google. And so that right there, it's like almost the control. Google controls the internet sometimes. That's what it feels like, and it's just one of those things that's becoming more natural.
Do you think that with what's kind of gone on Facebook Live lately, the Chicago, where they grabbed the kid and beat him up for 48 hours and had that on live, and then you had, the Minnesota shooting where she videotaped when the police officer shot her boyfriend. Do you think that's going to deter at all, that kind of stuff being on there?
No, for the simple fact that that's two situations that did get blown up out of all the massive amounts of video that's going out there. I do think that, citizen journalism, as it's called in those regards, or I don't know if you want to call one of those citizen journalism, but, those day-in-the-life acts, there's going to be more of, but I don't think it's going to deter the use. I think it's just going to grow.
Paul, what are other things that are hesitations for businesses to get into this? Is there anything else that you're noticing, just like they don't want to expend their resources on putting a video out there? What are you noticing in terms of hesitations?
The hesitation, I think, number one is not feeling like their business is sexy enough for video. You know what I'm saying? Is like it's not flashy, or they get overwhelmed by the platforms that are out there. There's just so many choices that they just go, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I can say or what I can do to be interesting enough for this. But, people with passion, other folks, grab onto that.
Paul, this is Peggy Doty. So if any business owners that are listening out there, if they think, gee, this sounds like something I may want to explore, how would you take them down the path to see if that's a good fit for their company?
Well, I just research the company, see what they've done, and then basically go into how they can incorporate the different platforms, to get them started. There really is no reason to not start. You have the access. You've bought the phones. You've bought the tablets. But however, it's about making sure that, you're using them to really tell the story of the organization, making sure that everything is streamlined and professional, and people, you're building that trust with your audience and just getting comfortable with it. It's good. I mean, nobody is born being, a radio host or an actor. It takes time. It's going to be a little maybe rough at the front end, but people enjoy that. It gives a sense of realism to it. And so that's what I would do. I mean, there's different platforms and different ways to use them, and it's just about just trying to get started.
Well, and I think, too, going out to companies that you represent their website, going out to their website and look at what they're doing if you represent their products, like Carrier, go out to Carrier and see if Carrier's doing anything, and you can piggyback off them like we did on that human scales. We actually did it, and they piggybacked off ours.
And that's becoming more and more. I mean, more and more companies are doing that type of piggybacking and partnerships, and because it's cross promotion. It really is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and it's reaching different eyeballs, and that they may not have gotten to. So
Well, and it's real application, and it's real customers, real people. It's not actors.
that's the big key that I always talk about, is the fact that when you're getting started, you're giving a real person, a real case study, real products, and it's right there, and that's what's key, is the realism of it.
Paul, this is Scott. Do you go to places of business and shoot this video? I mean, I know the live is live, but do you have companies in? I mean, if you're a company that's exploring starting to do video, do you do both?
Yeah, absolutely. We are full service. Anything that most anything that goes on with video is something that we can handle or talk to folks about.
And is it that you charge by the hour or by the project? How generally do you do that?
It really depends. It's sometimes by the hour, sometimes by the project. It is due to what the project is.
Sure. Okay.
Is there any charge for a customer to sit down and talk with you about what you might be able to do for their business?
Not initially. No, not at all.
So after all this discussion, while you might do something every day, it might be mundane, it seems basic to you, it might be extremely interesting to somebody else. And if you post it online, it's a free form of advertising for the most part. So why not do it? It's right there in your pocket, like you said. So just put it out there and see what happens.
Absolutely.
There's
Just
no
give
shame.
it a shot.
Yeah, no shame in it whatsoever. We will continue this conversation. We're talking about marketing trends in terms of video that you can look up for in 2017. We got a lot to go over on this one. I got a ton of paper here with all these trends and everything. We got to hit all of these. Got to speed it up here. This is the Michigan Business Wrap on the Team 92.1. Make sure you check out UnoDeuce.com to connect with Paul Schmidt and his company. Lots of good things going on there. And while you're at it, like I said, go to our website, mibizwrap.com.